Hi there. So in this video, I'll be showing you how you can create your own GraFx animations for your CFX lightsaber. As you might know, the GraFx blade profiles can be found on the website at crystalfocus.net. And what are they? The GraFx engine is a animation engine for the CFX lightsaber. So it allows you to create your own fully customizable blade animations like a pre-on and power-on, lockups even later at a later time, also blaster effects. Also power-offs and post-off effects are available right now. So if you haven't seen any of these animations before, let's have a simple look at this one right now. So this is a GraFx animation, and let me show the beginning. As you can see, this is not anything that is available by default on your CFX Saber. So this is something you can create or you can download from the website and add it to the SD card, and it will play these animations. So you can create your own fully customizable blade styles and also these very cool power-offs and post-off effects like you see right here. What it actually does is it takes bitmap files, like the bitmap images, and it reads these bitmaps line by line, starting from the bottom to the top. And you can use the GraFx simulator on crystalfocus.net to simulate the crystal focus, so you can really quickly edit the bitmaps on your computer, upload them to the website, see how it looks, and make small changes. So you don't need to go back and forth to your lightsaber each time, because that can be rather tedious. Now, I'll be using a pre-on from Grayscale Fonts. I already did a package on this, but it can demonstrate the basics very well. So this is the pre-on. And then it goes into the power on sound. So for the pre-on effect, I'll show you how you can make your own GraFx using the simulator. So first we need to log in, and then you'll get these extra menu options on the left hand side. We go to the GraFx simulator, and here it is. And we've got a few parts. The animation files, so we need some audio, so that's the pre-on sound effect. We need the bitmap file, the GraFx bitmap file, which we will create right now, and we will need to set the frame rate. So by default it's set to 500. This is tied into the GraFx configuration file. So on your SD card, in the extra slash GraFx folder, you will find several folders that will hold these bitmap files, and you need to know how that works. So if you bought a package from the website, there's also a link there showing how you can install these bitmap files onto your Saber. So here are the step-by-step instructions. If you don't know how to install these GraFx bitmaps, take a look over here, and this should work. So I'll only show you how you can create these bitmap files right now. Use the step-by-step to install them. Now, what I always like to do is I always like to set the delay to 25. So that's a personal preference, because this will give the highest frame rate, and it will match a frame rate of 250 over here. This is the fastest frame rate, giving you the most smooth animation there is. So I always use this frame rate, but you can also just leave it at the defaults and use a delay of 50. Now, first we need the audio. So I'll select the audio file. that's the preon. And then instantly the simulator will calculate the height of the bitmap that you need to create. So the bitmap needs two things. It needs a height and a width. The height is always dependent on the duration of the preon or the sound effect, and the width should always match the LED strip setting in your main configuration. So the width is actually the number of pixels that are in your blade. In my case, this is 125. I know Vader's Vault always or also uses a default of 170, and there's also a few of 140. So these are the defaults that I create for the GraFx packages. So what I need to do right now is create a new bitmap which is 440 pixels high because of the length of the preon file, and 125 pixels wide because of my LED strip setting. So let's create a new bitmap. And I need it to be 440 pixels wide, high, and 125 pixels wide. So let's create that. I always use a black background because the black color means that no LED pixel will be ignited. So this is the default. If you want to show some colors on the blade, you can add it, but black will always remains dark on the blade. Now, what I can do is I can already save this as a bitmap file. You can of course also use a Paint or any other bitmap editor, and I will name this the Preon 1 bitmap. I can already upload this one. And it will automatically start playing. So right now I've made sure that the frame rate is correct. I've got the correct sound file, and I've got the correct bitmap file. And if I play this, of course the blade will not ignite. So what's very important, and this is my personal approach to creating these bitmap animations. The first thing I always do is I place markers in my bitmap, because I want the animation to really match the sound. So if I hear a small explosion or a sound effect, then I want to time that rather precisely. And use that when I'm creating these animations. Now, what I've recently added, so this is available right now, but it wasn't until yesterday. So people that are using this is a new bit. You can now add these markers on the fly when playing the animation. So you don't need this trial and error phase of placing markers. Upload it to the website, test if it matches the sound effect, try again, upload it again. So you can now place these markers on the fly when playing the animation. So when I start playing, I only need to click on this button and it will add a marker, and it will give me the line number on which to place the marker inside the bitmap. So let's test this. Now, I've added 3 markers, and if we take a look at the simulator, it will show these markers as a white flash. So if I did it correctly and I clicked at the right time, it will now show these flashes which will correspond with the sound effect. Now, as you might have noticed, this the last marker did not exactly match the sound effect. So I need to change that. So the last marker is always at the top, and it needs to be flashing just a bit sooner. So I need to give this a higher number. So if I want to show it sooner, then this number needs to be higher. So let's try, no, let's try 125 and try again. Okay, now it matched exactly. So what this gives me right now are the line numbers on which to place these markers. Now let's hope this was correct. Let's have a look. Okay, I need to make this a bit sooner again. Okay, 125. Now, I can go back to my bitmap, and let's see if I can make this easier. Okay, so I need to place markers at lines 125, 196, and 253. So let's do that. I'll place a marker first at 125. At 125. That's one. Then at 196. And at 253. Right, so I've got my markers now. Let's try this out and save this again as the bitmap. Okay. Okay. Upload it again. Okay, now I don't need these markers anymore because they are inside of my bitmap. So if I take a look again, now I can see that these markers are correct. So I can now go back to my bitmap editor and just play around with this. As long as I leave my markers intact and don't change them, I know that my timing is always correct. So I'll name this marker and lock this. Same actually goes for paint. You can obviously just hide a few markers or a few pixels at the beginning of the bitmap to have a look. So this should work right now. Now we can have fun with this because I know the markers show the correct timing. Now I can start adding some effects. So let's add a small pre-glow in red and see how that looks over here. So I'm going to do this relatively quickly without really looking at how this will look at the end. So let's just add a pre-glow. Then at this marker we will have a large white flash. Okay, maybe even some upwards motions like that. Over here we'll have another white flash, and also here we'll have another big white flash. Now let's draw some lines going downwards over here. And make some upwards over here again. And some other pre-glow over here. Right. Now, what's very important to know is this bitmap will be played by the CFX from bottom to top. And if you have a look closely, you will see all these little squares. Now, each one of these squares represents one pixel, one RGB pixel on your blade. And it will be read from the bottom to the top. Also, this is the first pixel on your blade, and so this is at the hilt side, and this is the last pixel of your blade. So this is the very tip of your blade. This is why it's very important that you select the bitmap that corresponds with the number of pixels in your blade. Otherwise, animations at the top, if you have a blade of 125 pixels and you select an animation that's 140 pixels wide, the tip of the animation will not be visible on your CFX blade. So that's important to know, and it's also very visible in the GraFx simulator. So let's save this, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I now select the updated bitmap file, now what you will see is the updated bitmap file is shown here, and you will see this is the line that is currently playing on the simulator, and you will see that the image goes from top to bottom, showing that it will play the bitmap from the bottom to the top. So let's see. That's already looking pretty good. What I would personally add is at the ending that it will, because it has this charging sound, so I would like to see this charging effect in the bitmap. Let me show it over here. These lines, since this is the first pixel on your blade and this is the last pixel on the blade, and the animation gets played from bottom to top, if you draw a line upwards to the right, it will show pixels moving upwards in your blade from the hilt to the tip, as you could see right now in this simulator. So if I want some motion upwards, I can draw several lines going from the left bottom to the right top. So let's add a few lines over here just to show you this effect. Right, that's it. Let's save it again. Okay, I can upload it again to the website. And let's see how it looks. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, what I like to do personally is to save this pre-on as a set, because next I would move on to the power-on effect. So I can save this as a pre-on. Now, if I start uploading different files over here, of course the simulator will change, but I can always go back to this list, which I stored right now. So I can store my pre-on, animation file, sound file, the markers that I did eventually. This isn't incorporated right now, but I will be adding that this weekend, I hope. So I can save my pre-on, my power on, my power off, post off, etc., etc. Also different versions perhaps of this bitmap file, and I can come back to that. So I can say, okay, this is my pre-on version 2 and save it, and now I can move back and forth to these versions of my pre-on effect. So that's rather useful. If you want to create an entire blade style, you can see if the styles actually match. Now, this is the basic demo of how you can use this simulator to quickly create your own graphics animation. I hope to do some more tutorials in the near future, so I can also show you how you can combine the regular CFX blade style with this GraFx animation, and you will be able to create your own GraFx packages. That's it for now. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me directly through Facebook or Instagram. I'll always be very happy to help you. For now, good luck and bye-bye.